Hey horror fans, once again it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G. It's time to do another horror movie review. We're going to review the movie The Devil Below. Now, The Devil Below is a 2021 American horror film. It was directed by Bradley Park. It was written by Stefan Jurowski and Eric Scarborough. I think I got those names correct. Now, the film stars Alicia Sance, Will Patton, Zach Avery, and Shananzi Uch. I believe I pronounced his name right. Now, in this one, a group of adventurers who specialize in exploring remote and forsaken places pay a visit to Sokum Hills, a town in the remote Appalachian Mountains, to get more than what they bargained for. See, you gotta stay away from those caves. Now, I don't know about you horror fans, but I've been noticing a trend lately when it comes to horror movies such as this one. You take a group of professional adventurers, place them in a place they shouldn't be exploring in, and then bad things happen. It seems to be happening a whole lot in the horror genre. We've seen this in movies called The Descent and The Cave, and now we have this one. They ignore the warnings of the local townsfolk, or it's a place that's never been explored, and they are attacked by creatures or some other type of life form living in the place. Such is the case with directly Bradley Parker's horror film, The Devil Below. Now in this one, we have professional tracker Ariana, who leads a group of scientists to a small mining town, Shokum Hill, to investigate why the fires are still burning in the abandoned mines. Despite the warnings from the locals, they proceed ahead, and of course, they're attacked by someone or something living in the mines. Never fails. Now, I'm sure when looking upon this early on, I'm sure people will be getting Silent Hill vibes based upon the fire still burning in the mines and how the locals are preventing outsiders into town. Similar to the way Silent Hill was, where you have the mines still burning in the town of Silent Hill, and we see people don't go into this town because it's still dangerous. We don't want you going in there. Obviously, they must be hiding something other than trying to protect people from passing out. Later on, you'll be getting vibes from The Descent, especially after Ariana and a group encounters the creatures living in the mines. That's what I certainly got to say. What? Are they trying to rip off The Descent? Not in that way, but it's still a halfway rip-off from The Descent. So it appears Parker and his crew of filmmakers combined the elements of both Silent Hill and The Descent, and we have The Devil Below. Now, despite this fact, this is a well-paced and pretty good film Bradley and his team have put together, so I will give them credit for that. I love the camaraderie that we have between the group that Ariana is leading here, especially between Sean and Darren. Darren is the leader and Sean his co-worker. They have an interesting conversation in the middle of I see they're in the middle of the first act of the film on the why and why not they should be here, investigating this phenomenon that's happening in the mines. You know, Darrow is more scientific based. He believes it should be investigated, while Sean says, no way in the world, we shouldn't be here. You know, things happen for a reason. We should not just leave it at home and let nature take its course. I like that little dynamic that they have. Kind of reminds me of Scully and Mulvey of the X-Files. Now, this is just his second outing as director. His first was Chernobyl Dairies. We know what the disaster that was. Parker uses the same dark, smoky, grimy setting in this film as he did in Chernobyl Diaries. But I did like this one. Not that I had a problem with Chernobyl Diaries. I think it was more of the acting and the characters as opposed to this one. Because I love the characters in this movie. Because they're more fleshed out here. The characters in Chernobyl Diaries were not fleshed out that much. And plus, they kind of make stupid decisions. Not saying that the scientists make stupid decisions here, but they're more fleshed out. They're more believable. Here, you have to give credit to screenwriters Stefan Jurowski and Eric Scarborough, as they did a good job making the audience believe that these characters know what they're doing, despite going to a place where they have no business going into. You believe that these scientists, folks, they have three scientists and a security expert. They're all good at their jobs, and they seem to be very believable, and they know what they're doing. They're prepared to do anything necessary, even though they really shouldn't be here in the first place. Spain actress Alicia Sanz, known from starring in the TV show From Dusk to Dawn, is pretty good as attractor Ariana. She plays Ariana as a tough, no-nonsense woman who knows her shit, cares about the people in her charge, and wants everyone to survive. Kind of reminds me Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Selene Lathan character Alexa Woods played in Alien versus Predator, where she was his no-nonsense guide, and she had to make sure everyone followed her rules. She wanted to make sure everyone was safe. So that character, that's what the character Ariana reminds me of. Of course, veteran actor Will Patton shines as the owner of the Miles. We see him early in the film when he suffers a great tragedy during the beginning of the film, and Patton plays him with a man that's still grieving, and he will make sure that no one suffers the same fate that he does. As some of the characters as he played throughout his years, whether he's a bad guy in The Punisher or the rough veteran he played in the TV show Fallen Skies, this is the type of character Will Patton plays in his sleep, and he does a fine job here. Now, when looking at this film, it's obviously that they're working on a low budget because we really don't get a good look at the creatures that we see in the mines. The glimpses we do get, they do look kind of frightening and scary looking because, especially when they open their mouths, you don't want to be anywhere near these creatures when they're about to bite you. And as I stated earlier, we do get vibes of The Descent and Silent Hills, but during the third act of the film, I'm pretty sure we'll be getting vibes from the aliens as well. We don't really get to see much, but based upon what's happening, you definitely will get an aliens vibe from it. I believe if Parker and his crew had a bigger budget, I believe we would have seen the creatures more clearly. Would have gotten some gore as well because there's very little to no gore. Like I said, we do the creatures are practical effects, but like I said, we barely get to see them. When we do get glimpses of them, you can tell that it's not CGI, it's practical effects, but like I said, because they have a low budget, we don't get to see this much. However, it didn't take away my enjoyment of the film. So what we have here is a combination of The Descent meets Silent Hill with some decent acting, nice atmosphere, and a good second outing for Parker, especially after what happened with his first film, Chernobyl Diaries. Hopefully he has learned his lesson and now will continue on, hopefully being a good horror film director. So I'm going to give The Devil Below 2.5 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. I'm going to give it 2.5 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Was trying to give it up to 3, but really just couldn't get that 3 out there, mainly because we really couldn't see the creatures, and that's one of the things that you want to be able to do, is to have your audience see the creatures and to have some blood and gore in it. So 2.5 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. So there you have it, my horror fans. That is my video and review of The Devil Below. If you did like this film, please like and share because it does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, have you seen The Devil Below? I believe it's playing on Shudder, if I'm not mistaken. If you've seen it, please leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about The Devil Below. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember that horror rules. And I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.